All right, for our demo, for our last session of this webinar workshop, we are featuring, for the first half will be featuring the app called Lifesaver. So this was developed by UP, and you can go to this app by typing app.lifesaver.ph, or simply type Lifesaver app in your Google search engine, and most likely the first one that will come out is the right one. Okay, or at least to be sure, type app.lifesaver.ph. um but before we talk about this one, let's have a quick recap of the tools that we previously introduced from session 1 up to session 3. Okay, so session 1 we had our quick introduction or overview of Project Noah. So this is also an app developed by UP um, way back or during the previous decade. And I believe some of these elements were a big contribution to what we have right now in our FIVOLCS and Pag-asa. Okay, so um, okay, I will not go through the demo part of NOAA again. You can check our session 1. Okay, so right now what you are seeing is I think a part of Metro Manila, right? QC. Right. So we have some areas of okay, Pansol. Pansol is in Laguna. All right. So let me zoom out. Okay. So indeed that's somewhere in the south. Okay. So you can go to your specific location and check whether or check what are the identified hazards within your area. So Project Noah currently focus more on flood hazards, landslide hazards, and storm surge hazards. Okay, so you can check whether your um area of concern is prone, or um, check how much hazard level there is in your area or the surrounding area to it. Okay, so that's Project Noah. And also, as mentioned, we have um, Pag-asa. Right. So currently, if you haven't checked the website of Pagasa for the past few years, I believe this is the right time to check it again. And as you can see, it has become a sophisticated one already. So high tech. It now has a real-time monitoring of the visualized weather forecast, or uh, weather observation. Okay, so at the same time, it has a forecast of the weather. We get using it, we can expect when would the rain start and go strong, go weak, and end. Okay, so at least you can set expectations based on these forecasts. Okay, so unlike in the previous years, the these forecasts are not quite accurate, or there's a bit difference between the actual, but recently it has now become very accurate. If you can check your phone and compare it with what Pag-asa has, you can see there's a little to none difference now, and also little to none difference with the actual. Okay, so I highly urge you to explore Pag-asa, the official Pag-asa website, in addition to Project Noah. And um, at the same time, Pag-asa has released recently the I forgot the name, panahon.gov. Okay, so just go to panahon.gov.ph. Okay, so it is very similar with what they have in their official website. Okay, there's a real-time monitoring of the observed weather, real-time observed weather, and in addition to that, it allows the users to go forward. Okay, like this. For example, I want to um, see the real-time or the predicted weather observation on Wednesday. Okay, on this coming Wednesday. So, right? So panahon.gov.ph allows you to do that. All right. Okay. Currently, I'm not sure if this is really it, but uh, I've noticed uh some some Wi-Fi networks um kind of restrict some features of this app. Okay. So just like in our office, um there or the appearance is different in our office or the appearance of this website is different in our office than in another place, okay, or in most other places, because most likely due to some restrictions that in a way affect the visualizations or the aesthetic part of this website. So right now, I'm not sure if this is really it. Probably it is also dependent on the network that you have. Okay, so okay. But nevertheless, I strongly urge you to um, explore panahon.gov.ph, and I believe there's a mobile app equivalent to this. Just check. Okay. And in session two, we focused more on earthquakes and we or earthquake hazards, and app that we featured was hazardhunter.ph by Fivolks. Okay, so to go to this website, either you directly go to georisk.gov.ph. So as you can see, this is part of the Georisk app of Vworks. So there are many other apps. If you go visit their official website, um, we have several apps here to choose from. Okay, for of course, being aware of the current scenarios in different places of the Philippines or any areas of your concern. You can have some. You can explore this like the GIS web where you can request for GIS information. Okay, so I believe GIS was discussed in the discussion proper and also was featured in our video. So you can go back um, on those sorry, on those parts to learn more about GIS. Right, but the point here is in Fevals they actually provide GIS based data, okay, especially for your research purposes and or even for your app development. Okay, so I strongly urge you to check Hazard Hunter, for example, and other apps provided by Fivolks. For example, this in this um, uh, app Hazard Hunter, you can have monitoring interface for the earthquake, volcano, and tropical cyclone hazards. So, for example, earthquake monitoring, this kinda anytime this will alarm because anytime there's an earthquake or an aftershock that takes place all over the Philippines. So I was checking this a while ago and I'm I got surprised or I somehow panicked why suddenly I heard an alarm because actually this app has a real-time alert um whenever there is any earthquake that occurs just like this one, um real time within the Philippines. I think the focus is Philippines only, right? So any earthquake that occurs in the Philippines, this interface will produce an alert or trigger an alarm sound. Okay, as you can see, the latest earthquake event is took place here somewhere. I think this is part of Jensen. I'm not sure. Okay, so bottom part of Mindanao. Okay. And aside from earthquakes, actually, Hazard Hunter can provide a dashboard for volcano alerts. Okay. You can check the nearest volcano in your concerned location. So just like in mine, the nearest volcano is Canlaon. So currently it's in alert level 2. So at least you are aware of what's going on with the nearest volcano in your area of concern. Okay, so far the highest alert level is in Mayon. So people in Mayon should be aware right now, or people around Mayon should be aware that there is an alert level 3 already in place. Okay, so uh, lastly, we have tropical cyclone, and I believe we have an ongoing cyclone. Right? Because uh, just in case you wonder why Phoebus is concerned with cyclones, remember that whenever there are typhoons, landslides are more likely to take place in some areas. So the Phoebus has to be aware also of the status of different potential cyclones within the Philippines. Okay, so they have to monitor some areas that are prone to landslides. Okay, especially if that's your area, you have to check this monitoring dashboard also. Okay, and that's for FIVAS session 2. Session 3, we didn't have much because we focused more on AI. We featured AI tools like Replit for creating an instant dashboard, and we had Teachable Machine for training an AI model that can help us in our disaster response applications, like the ones we can put in our robots or in our IoT systems. Okay. In addition to that, we featured also FloodWatch. Okay, so this one is under bettergov.ph. I think I was referring to bettergov.ph. I was referring to egov.ph last time. I mistakenly referred to bettergov as egov. So they are actually two separate apps or systems. Okay, so the one I was actually referring to last time was egov.ph, not bettergov. Okay, just a correction. Anyway, you can explore this FloodWatch, this tool to, of course, check the ongoing flood control projects. Okay, so that you'll know how protected are you or is the place when it comes to flood hazards. Okay, because here in this app also you can see the potential flood scenario in your place if those flood controls are not put into place. Okay, so for example, areas with purple um, shading are prone to 3.4 meters of flooding. So 3.4 is kind of high. It's already more than the human height. Okay, above human height. So these areas in Metro Manila, for example, are prone to this level of flooding if these flood control projects are not put into place effectively. Okay, so that's why um, you have to be aware of the different projects that are in place that are supposedly serving the communities. Okay, and it only shows what will happen if um, the ongoing corruption and other anomalies in these flood control projects will continue. Okay, if we can't resolve that, then this will happen to these places. Okay, and of course, these places will need much higher level of disaster response. Okay, so that's the point of featuring this app. Although in reality, there are many other the other apps can actually be used for disaster response. Okay, the apps provided by FIVOLS and Pag-asa and even Project NOAA can be used for disaster response, as well as this app, Lifesaver, can be used also for disaster response. And that's what we are going to talk about now. Right. So Lifesaver app, as you can see, if you have noticed, all of the apps we featured involve maps. Okay, because these applications actually make use of the technology called GIS. So that's the one we featured in the video, GIS. So these are all GIS based applications. Just remember, whenever there's um, an app or a map based visualization in your application, then that involves a GIS technology. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss much how GIS works. It's kind of tech savvy, or there's a lot of tech jargons that you have to understand um, to, of course, to comprehend what GIS or how GIS actually works. Okay. Anyway, as you can see, we have this interface from Lifesaver, and there's a very big button here, mag-report ng insidente. So in English, report an incident. Yeah. So any disaster incident or any emergency or any scenario that needs an emergency response, you can use this app to call immediate attention. So either you have the option to report anonymously or register yourself. Okay? Create an account, and if you have the account, you can go directly. You can log in directly. Okay? So I didn't create an account yet, so I can't show it to you. But I strongly urge you to uh, explore this app. Okay, but of course, please note that these are actual reports. So do not create dummy reports. Okay, so I might get blamed by UP if some of you will test this system and create call some attention um just because you are testing. Um, Right. So as you can see, we have several reports. At least using this app, we are aware that someone called for help, okay, or called for the attention of emergency response units. Like this place, someone reported that there's an emergency here. Okay, thunderstorm advisory moderate and so on. Okay, so that's the report in this place. Here we have in Las Piñas or between Las Piñas and Bacoor, car accident or even man-made disasters are reported here. Okay, here we have a fire disaster in Bacoor also. Um, in Parañaque, okay, no comment. Also, fire disaster. S- isn't it surprising that there are two uh, fire disasters simultaneously taking place in the city? Anyway, we have Manila. There's also a fire disaster, unfortunately, in Baseco compound. Okay, that's in Tondo. I used to live in Tondo, by the way. Um, Okay, so this is not really an emergency report. It only informs everyone that there's the clogging works ongoing in District 6 across multiple barangays. So this may cause flooding and of course traffic. Okay, so it's nice that someone takes time to report these things so everyone is aware. And by the way, these reports are being verified by the admin of this app. Okay, so someone from in Bulacan and Zambales reported that there's a thunderstorm advisory, moderate to heavy rain. Okay, so we have other reported incidents in different provinces. And let's see if the one in my current location has a reported incident. Okay, there's none. But there is in Bacolod. Uh, uh, is it Bacolod? In Mount Canlaon. Okay, so someone might be someone from Volks reported that there's an that Mount Canlaon um, is highly active with increased ash and gas emissions, vents not clogged. So as of now, I haven't sensed. I am here. I'm right here, so I haven't sensed some ash fall. So it's quite far from here. But to those to people residing near Mount Canlaon, they have to be alerted. Okay. And we have some other in Mindanao. We have a lot, actually. All right. So that's the alarm I was talking about. This one. So there's another earthquake that just um took place in Mindanao. Okay, so the same spot, I guess, the one as shown in the map. Okay, so this is the point that caused the alarm. Okay, so it's nice that we are aware that uh, there's an earthquake that has taken place somewhere in the Philippines. Okay, so I hope this one could be localized. I'm not sure if we can. There's an option for us to localize this so that we can only get alerts in if the earthquake is nearby. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to Lifesaver. We have a lot of reports earthquakes regarding earthquakes. All right. So last June 15. Okay, so the report some reports are not actually sorry, that's my mistake. Some reports are not actually just recently. So or within the day. Like some reports may have been posted here a few days ago or even 1 or 2 weeks ago for everyone's information. Okay. So far, okay. Surprisingly, there's no one perhaps many Ilonggos or many people in Western Visayas are not yet aware of this app. So everyone, if you're from Western Visayas, I strongly urge you to check Lifesaver. Okay? So far there's no disaster in nearby areas in my current location. Um, okay, so but nevertheless, I strongly urge everyone to check this app. Aside from okay, actually you can filter this. Okay, the setting that I have currently is 30 days. So what if today? Okay, let's see how many. All right, so today no one has reported an incident. Okay, or maybe the some of them are about to report yet. Okay, last 3 days we had, or maybe I have to zoom in. We have a number here. So in the past 3 days we have one incident reported. In the past 7 days we have five. Okay, let's see where's the location of the other four. Okay, we have one in Palawan. There's flooding in this area. Okay, in a school, right? So it's nice to be aware. At least you can maybe you can extend some help, you can do something. Okay. Okay. And in the past week there has been an earthquake in Pangasinan, 4.2. So at least we're aware of this. And we can check we can filter also based on the type of disaster. Okay? So that's for the the monitoring of the incidents. Now let's check this. Okay, so this is the map feature. We have the feed. Okay, I think these are articles and incidents reported. Okay. Here we have for now this is where disaster recovery and rehabilitation comes in. Okay, because that's our topic for today. You can actually use the app to volunteer. Okay, and be part of the disaster recovery and rehabilitation initiatives in a certain affected area. Okay, and aside from that, okay, so for now there's no need to or there's no open opportunities, so we cannot volunteer. Okay, you can have your profile here, and let's go back here in the map. Also, based on this, you can determine which areas need your help. Okay, so for example, you want to see in the past 7 days which areas were affected by a certain disaster. So, as a concerned individual, if you can extend some help, then you go to this place or you reach out to the local government of these places and see how you can help. Okay, so that's for the first half of our um what do you call this of our demo for this afternoon. So we're going to continue in the next video.